Hello, guys. How are you? Thank you for being here once again. Welcome to my chat room. Here it is, the uh, announcement of that online course that's going to happen the last week of September. Uh, the last weekend of September. 30th of September is Saturday, and then we have a 1st of October, and we continue every weekend in October. October that I dedicated the end of the season, and as well before the Halloween and the first weekend of the dead in November. That's why I dedicated the month of October to this online course. As well, it will be downloaded later on, so you can purchase it even later on. So welcome the donations during the September. You can pre-book your seat on that online course by PayPal link, and you can check up the themes below in description. We are going to talk about awakening abilities inside of us. Some of us that we are not aware, some of us that we have from a childhood some kind of hints, like dreams, visiting of the spirits, connecting with the ancestors, with departed beloved one as well. Uh, just a need to connect and have a message from departed one, or dealing simply with any kind of loss in this earth life experience at the moment. So it could be just not just departing the living being, like loved one, siblings, or pets. It could be the post-war trauma. It could be the war trauma that we are experiencing and being a victim right now in the middle of the World War III. As well, it could be just loss of any kind with the physical state on the planet Earth, with the suffering, loss of a job, loss of a friend, loss of the living space, feeling unsafe wherever you live, and your losing your country. Again, we talk about post-war trauma, where I'm expert. Thank you for hitting the like and share. Please do share with your friends. I'm the expert with the victims of the war. Started my first NGO during the war in ex-Yugoslavia. So I was literally working with the group of the females that they were widows of the war and single mothers, and this post-war trauma with women, and at that period and orphans, stayed tuned with my mission later on, being focused on orphans all over the planet, in and volunteering or bringing the donations for education of the orphans, and joining some other and founding some other NGOs. Like I said, from South Europe, few countries in South Europe, like Greece, ex-Yugoslavia, and now Serbia as well, having the fundraising and living about 15 years back in remote areas of the jungles of Southeast Asia, like Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, and Indonesia. It took me from a very remote islands, starting from Papua uh, towards Sumatra, untypical, not tourist destination wherever I was working. And hello, hello, Andrea. Thank you, Andrea, for being here. Thank you, spiritual sister and family. Great to know you, Andrea Hector. Where are you from? As well, guys, I'm just continue just to promote. Give me a few minutes to promote this material. Uh, like I said, there is a lot of things that I have done, but the true things in my life, it's a mission. Chicago, hello, Chicago again. Um, a true mission in my life was helping people and dealing with the social injustice. Um, uh, Empowerment of the women and orphans, literally the one that I was literally as a child, as a young, tiny skeleton being in kindergarten, protecting my girls' friends. Uh, that was my first orientation and definitely the last passion. Comparing with the again parallel art form, ballet, and all kind of dances that I'm mixing for humanitarian purpose. All kind of the art form as well. My exhibition as a child turned to be later on as this adult age to the documentary photography that I use as a human for a humanitarian purpose. My exhibitions. You have a link as well of some of my exhibitions behind in description. When you click on my profile, don't forget to hit the subscribe and alarm bell to see me next time in a live stream as well. After this, we have example of one of the mystery death of European celebrity that you have asked me for a while to do this reading. It's a Spanish-Italian case, uh, still a mystery. So we are going to talk about this case, and you can follow as well. Hit the alarm bell when you subscribe and join that next live stream as example of trying to connect with the death and literally talking with the spirits of Mario Biondo, who was killed in Madrid, Spain. So uh, don't forget to join that next live stream as well. Returning back to the theme, dealing with the loss that we are experiencing now, specifically last 3 years, starting from the SOVID crisis, that we cannot avoid it. However, wherever we are on being on the planet Earth, we cannot avoid being a part of the global war free, and we are all victims of that. Of course, prayers for the people who are physically suffering at this moment, wherever they are on the planet Earth, in some kind of a war zone or in some kind of a physical danger. That's how I finish every of my live stream, always with the prayer, peace, and love, and relieving the pain of the others who are suffering wherever they are on the planet, human beings and any kind of a living beings. Uh, uh, Guys, again, if you want to join the awakening abilities, it will be talk how I have literally experienced it from the childhood, my abilities, literally with the dream as a youngster, connected with the first death in my family, as well later on, uh, like all the family that was literally not into the esoteric world, but I was literally, I'm thankful that I was born in a family with a lot of books and being open for different varieties of the books and education wherever it takes me. As well, my parents would allow me to buy the books and to study whatever I want. And in that same spirit, the next generation in my family are following and enjoying as well humanitarian work, education, as well being a part of the that's together bring us to be that citizens of the world and citizen of your community. That's what is important these days, as we have forgotten and becoming so, or rather to say, became so selfish and egocentric, and we don't think of the community like we are this last creature on the planet Earth, and we don't care about the living beings around us and even the neighbors, or strangers on the street, or other countries' issues, like it's not our business what's happening outside of your office, outside of your house, outside of your parking lot, what's happening outside of your country. It's not like that. Like we are, the universe is pushing us to literally awaken our social concern for others, as well. Awakening ability of being psychic is a part of belonging to this community. If we don't awaken our abilities, not that everybody has the level of being engaged in this kind of the work, but if we don't awaken abilities inside of us, at least being hypersensible for the needs of other, that's turned us to the empathy, and empathy for others. Again, it reflects the empathy for ourselves, and let's take us to that next possible theme. That's a theme of the dealing with the grief and any kind of loss, uh, as well. One of the latest the theme that I suggest you connect is my experience with the regression and astral traveling that I have experienced with the spirit doctors on few different continents, and I'm going to talk as well about this. Regression into the past life and connecting the mission from that past, each of the past life towards the mission and purpose of us in this life cycle. That's what it takes. It's not like doing the regression and just writing the notes about this with the help of your friend who's there next to your bed and writing this thing. It's not that thing. It's not about writing the book like I do believe when I was a little one, I read one in my family library. It was that Paco Rabanne, the designer, fashion the designer, talking about regression in his book. Was it a Shirley MacLaine talking as well, something like that? Literally, the thing is that you need to pick up the things from all the things that you collecting from the previous lives that going to serve you and finish the mission in this life cycle. That's what is the purpose, revisiting these things, not just being observant and showing off like I was this in previous life, I was this in Egypt, I was this in Brazil. Like, who cares what you were? The point is what you are doing, what is your mission in this life. And that's what is the purpose of my lecture and this course. If you choose the theme regression and astral traveling, to help you find and define the mission in this life cycle. Uh, Again, I repeat, if you choose the team, you can always choose the set of four of them. Four of them, it will be just 500 together. Otherwise, if you choose just one, it will be 150 as well. It will be included the reading for you. If you can leave, it will be gratis. I mean, plus included the reading of one question for you. In this price, you will purchase the lecture as well. You will have one question you can send in a PayPal mailbox. Yes, the readings are done by PayPal pre-booking. So you will write your one question and you will have one question answer for free. Again, guys, team, if you choose just one, the price is full price 150 per team. And if you choose four of them, it will be discount. So you take four instead of 600, it will be discount 100 euros. So you take four teams for 500 euros. Like I said, each team will have a gratis one question to answer. So you can write with your PayPal donation plus your question, and you will get your personal answer included. So just to say that as well, the thing I'm returning to the first theme that we are talking about, that most of us we want to connect to some certain mission in a life, literally depending from our trauma, from a childhood or a recent trauma that we experienced. We want to push the boundaries to see what's behind that line of natural, and can we connect with the spirits that definitely they are around us, and can we connect with the departed one? How can we deal, and what are the tools literally in first recognizing and choosing to deal with the grief, and finding the mechanism and tools uh, for literally being engaged and connected with the spirits of departed one, whoever it is. Like for me, it's the same. If it's your pet, if it's your ancestor, if this is your beloved one, if this is your friend, husband, family member, for me is still the same. It's still the spirit, is still the lovely soul that you feel the grief and you need to connect, literally. Um, for some of you, it's importance, and you have asked me in the past 3 years being here on the YouTube, you have asked me many times these answers in the live stream. They were literally about the life purpose. So young people, they ask me about that life purpose and connected with ancestors, and that team connected with ancestor. It's really spiritual quest of youngster that literally they want to connect with ancestors. They want to be rooted. Um, don't forget, whenever I have been in connections with my spirit doctors. Again, I repeat, in different cultures, on different continents, I have experienced to have a spirit guidance, starting from Thailand, from remote islands of Indonesia, from Venezuela in South America, different places where I was literally being drawn to a spiritual awakening, help to with the help of the spirit doctor in a local area. And is it India, Nepal, or is it Peru? Still, it's not about location, it's about the message that I have received through them, and how this helped me to deal with my daily troubles at that period and the present moment mission. So this will be a team, like I said, again, connected with the ancestors and connected with departed, as well connected with the past life, through the regression. Somehow, all these three teams are connected with my spiritual guidance, like I said, from different continents, with experience with different culture, different spirit doctors, but always the same team repeating. Whenever they start talking with me as a stranger, first time seeing me in their office, face to face or online, some of the even last few years doing this online, even before COVID, literally, it's interesting. They always see two spirits behind me. Whatever is a culture, is it Asia, America, American continent, African continent, Europe, definitely they see me. They see me being followed with the two spirits, and two spirits are always following you guys. And these are the spirits of your ancestors, one of you that you remember maybe from a childhood, that you were connected to as well. Maybe your parents are always calling you after that person if you never met that person, and you tell me, I don't know my grandparents, or I don't never had my grandmother, but they call me after the grandmother, after the grandfather. And that connection with a certain second one that is really an older generation in your family tree, and that you have picked up the genetic in that family lineage karma from that older one. So these are the two spirits that will always follow you. Whatever is a culture that you are experiencing, whatever is a reading that you are getting from whatever is a country, the region, your spirit guide, he's going to start the reading with that you are following the two spirits, and the spirits are literally these ancestors, like I said, from your family lineage, your protection, that are with you. And we are going to choose that team as well later on, talking about with on that lecture that is here named as a connected with ancestors. Again, guys, just be brave to emerge into these teams. For some of you, you just have picked up and read some of this as experience. And we are going to talk about my tools that I have been in long experience of others as a therapist, with working with the war and post-war traumas of my members in my humanitarian non-governmental organization, the people who were in the war zone still, or post-war trauma dealing, and that they have a lost grief, lost everything, lost the physical possession, lost the houses, being a refugees, lost the beloved one, husband or wife, lost everybody in the family, lost the child as well, lost the pets. Like I said, dealing a long experience with dealing with the tragedies of other and mechanism of simple humans, how they are dealing with the loss and grief. It's always still the same, and just giving them the tools. That's what it makes difference. Giving them the tools during our instructions, during our lecturing, it's something that makes different. Me volunteering in different war zones and in different region where they have dealt and still dealing with the post-war trauma to the rest of their life, literally being victim of some violence in the past or being literally a victim of some war tragedy. Literally, it's put us in position of being here, the target group for these readings and target group for these lectures. If you can join, welcome to join this workshop online lecture as well. If you cannot, you can just choose the reading that is here during the live stream just on offer. Instead of 150, the readings are just 25 with the 5 tarot spreads for your question, and as well just 1 tarot deck, 1 answer for the same question. Is instead of 25 in the live stream, just 8.88. So one of the live stream you can always join, but before that, follow the PayPal link so I can see it in the system before the live stream it's starting, and so you can be on the list and priority during the whatever is the live stream team. And be patient as well. At the end of any of the live stream, I do check up if there are questions online, and there is a free pendulum reading, so you can always join that free pendulum reading. Sorry guys, I'm reading your post here instead to look at the camera. So like I said, again, next live stream, it will be dedicated to the crime scene and the mystery death of a European celebrity, Spanish-Italian couple, and literally Mario Biondi case, death of Mario Biondi in Madrid, in Spain. That is still kind of a mystery. So we are going to check up literally with different tarot decks what happened with Mario Biondi as well. Check out my during the lockdowns, it started to be my passion as well. I started to do these online live streams, not on the start of the lockdown, but a year after, but never too late. Last 3 seasons, 3 years, I'm with you during the any days of a free time for me and doing these free pendulum answers as well. Sometimes we have a full reading for the one that they bring 2 members in the live stream. As well, the donation questions are the way to connect while I'm not able to return back in the Asia at this moment when was a lockdown. So just remember that Thailand, Indonesia, they were locked till the October of last year. So literally, this was my idea. Never too late to have idea of how to have a mechanism of fundraising for the purpose that I was doing before. When I could, before the lockdown, I could just go and revisit any educational or orphan house and join with the fundraising back from Europe. So everything is shaking now economically and financially, and that's why I offer this during the readings on during the live stream, total discount for the people that they cannot have a private, that they cannot afford the private reading full price. So instead of 150, just 25 during the live stream, or instead of 25, it's just 8.88. So use this opportunity as well. Guys, again, Andrea, thank you for being here on the start of the live stream. Thank you, dear colleague, spiritual sister. Again, guys, there is a blockage of the media when started these stories about talking about SOV. We shouldn't talk about global war. So majority of the live stream are hard to catch. So I was surprised that you enter immediately the system. I think thanks to hitting this share on LinkedIn and on Twitter. I do believe. But I must notice that when I started to talk last year from the start of this crisis in East Europe, literally to start against the evil forces of war profiteers, literally was like a shadow band. Uh, and seems on Twitter and here, it's very hard to reach my profile. Just check out my Twitter posts are so many, more than 2,000 posts, and literally there was a zero catch, like or share, like very hard to see it, like once in 10 of them you see that somebody shared it. It's very strange because they are not viewed as well. That's what it is. It's not necessary, we don't need like or share this craziness, but algorithm where you see there is no views, that's what is literally a red flags for that ban shadowed. um, so, guys, do help share with all your social media if you can, with the people that appreciate this, not necessarily with others, but with everybody, with the people who are our soul tribe and they have the mutual interest. Thank you again. Uh, Again, I have a list of the short reading with position of the tarot on Instagram and TikTok, and sometimes some short readings here as well in a short form on YouTube. So welcome to hit the like and share them as well. There is a confirmation of the reading about celebrities, death or celebrity marriage, fake marriage turned to divorce, that I could see it a year before and now they're pronouncing like this month or last month what's happening with them. So there is a lot of confirmation as well of the missing people that I have joined with my volunteer work online and dedicated to that missing people, specifically or mystery or so-called conspiracy theories that turn to be a real deal. And welcome to join the team. It's called Justice Will Be Served, as well Stop the War, as well Celebrity Red Flags, and later on others. You can check up as well some ritual playlists that I have built up during some phenomenal all over the planet yearly or literally monthly lunar phases. So welcome to check these rituals as well. However, we are wherever we are in different continents or country, literally that pagan is inside of us, of each of us, that connected with the nature and trying to connect with divine energy is still the same. So wherever we are, even if we are from different country, even if our English is with different accent, literally, guys, the advice of the people are still and point and roles of the people are still the same, even if advice and accent is different. So you're welcome to check out that playlist as well, guys. And finally, you can check up my that I was supposed to start with from my modesty. I didn't mention on the start, but here it is never too late. Shantiveda.com, my website. You can check in description about me a long list of things that I'm doing professionally as academic writing about against the war, as well humanitarian, as well art forms dedicated for humanitarian purpose. And as well, check out shantiveda.com, my healing website. Again, guys, till now, there is no online shop, just the PayPal donation links. So if you want something to pre-order from me, even the crystal therapy, some jewelry for protection, or reading, literally, you're welcome. Or any kind of small donation are welcome only by PayPal link. Thank you in advance. Again, guys, don't forget to pray every day when you wake and when you go to sleep. If you don't forget, please, wow, don't forget to pray for your manifestation as well, for the peace and love for all the beings on this planet, and for the people who are suffering this moment to literally be released of the pain and free. Kisses to all, and see you a little bit later uh, during your private readings or a live stream. And don't forget to book your seat for this workshop or a lecture. Kisses to all. God bless you. Peace and love.